Greenwood reluctant to return to Man United. It's a shocker, and it has been broken by The Athletic, one of the credible media outlets in this world. And why are they credible? To really subscribe to their articles, you have to pay, is it $3 per month, to obviously be reading their articles fully. And Rokan David is my name to bring you this story in here for you. And there is also another story that has been broken by The Athletic that John Mata right now, or the outgoing, from he's the outgoing sporting director for the club of Man United, or director of football, has gone ahead to hold a meeting with the father of Mason Greenwood to see to it that they really come up with the best of this player before even the summer really kicks in, such that when the summer kicks in, they know where exactly they are gonna operate. Players of Man United, request for Eric Ten Hag, that was really given a very good go. Let's see close to 200 likes watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's always nice having you guys onto this channel, and we are here obviously taking you to where you deserve to be. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum, and let's get going and going and going. Now, the story started like this. John Mata held talks with Mason Greenwood's father, Andrew, at Carrington a fortnight ago. That is a story coming in through from the man himself. That is The Athletic. So, John Mata is going to hit to hold what we call the conversations with Mason Greenwood's father onto his future, right? So, what is the future going to be like for Mason Greenwood? Because the father knows that it's hard for Mason Greenwood to return the club of Man United, so they need to sort this as quickly as possible. Remember, when Greenwood was proved innocent for that case, you know what happened? It took them how many months to make a decision? You know, that happened in February in 2023. You know, it took them close to 7 months to make a decision, because I think Greenwood crossed to go to Getafe towards the end of the summer transfer window. Yet it would have been something that they would have gone ahead to do in the preseason. They would have gone ahead to let him really go and join that team in the preseason, such that he hits the ground running and really gets onto the team, fit in the team very well, and then execute his services very well. And you've only gone ahead to say to it that after 6 months of being at Getafe, Greenwood has gone ahead to get back to the player he was like 1.5 or 2 years back. Now, the father is in here, and I know he's working under the directions of the player, that is Mason Greenwood, telling Man United that please, a decision needs to be made now. You know, why is this happening now? Because it's now official. Ineos has gone ahead to attain the permission from the FA and the Premier League to run the club of Man United. One. Secondly, Ineos has got itself a decision to make onto Mason Greenwood, and maybe the other people that we are the club of Man United had gone ahead to make a different decision altogether on Mason Greenwood. Now the father is talking to Ineos because he knew the stance of the previous ownership that was really in charge of the football operations at the club of Man United. That is it. So now Greenwood is telling his father, tell them to do this, because he wants this done and dusted before 30th of June. The moment the summer transfer window opens, I think it's going to give them like 2 weeks, because he wants to know his next destination. Am I going to return to Man United or not? And now the father going into a dialogue with the acting, for me it's the acting, because I know he's going to even go, the outgoing sporting director of the club of Man United, is really important. But I think it's going to make more sense when he speaks to the CEO of the club of Man United and the new sporting director that is yet to be named as Dan Ashworth, as Man United want to get that deal over the line in the next 3-4 days to really call it off. So I think John Mata is just trying to really open up and really see how they can really deal with this. But I think the person holding a final decision will be Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Joan Cloud, David Brestfold, the CEO, and Ashwood. Because for Eric Ten Hag, it's known. Ten Hag likes Mason Greenwood. He likes him. And if there is a chance for him to come in through and really play at Man United again, he will welcome that chance with open hands. That is it coming in through from the man himself, that is Eric Ten Hag. So, leaving that at that, we wait and see what results are really going to happen. But I think the final results will be really brought in when Mason Greenwood and his entourage meet the man who is responsible for what is happening at the club of Man United right now. That is Dan Ashworth's nomination or appointment. When it's made official, then that will be good. Now, this is the most important story that most of you need to know, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's words have reached Mason Greenwood, but sources within an understanding of the player's thinking say even if United could facilitate a return, Greenwood would be reluctant to accept it. Greenwood felt whatever the public perception, United could have supported him better over his case, and is said to harbor no great desire to play for the club again. I understand, but such stories are coming out for a reason, because Greenwood knows that 70% of the chance is that he's not going to return. Now, his intermediaries and media team has to sit down and really try to figure out that if a decision is made for him not returning to the club of Man United, then everyone will be like, we knew it. Greenwood also never wanted to come back. You understand? So it looks like he has gone ahead to say it a different debate altogether, and he's like, if United doesn't want to keep me, I'll show them my back and go. And he's reluctant to return to the club of Man United. And to show you that these people have gone ahead to make a decision that maybe this guy is not going to return, because they wouldn't have gone ahead to look in for Olise if at all they knew to it that Greenwood was going to return, meaning that 90% of the chance is that Greenwood is not going to return at the club of Man United, and they're looking in for different players altogether. Maybe one will tell me that Rokani, they might be wanting Greenwood back and Olise, then they'll be looking to dispose of Anthony and Amad Diallo. That is also possible. But we wait and see how that happens. But Greenwood is really having a fantastic season in Spain, and he's really enjoying himself. He's putting in records after records, breaking records after records. So he's really doing great. And I think his stay at Getafe indicates a very good decision made by Man United and his team for him to go out there and really play. 22 games played, 5 goals and 5 assists, 10 goal contributions. And I think towards the end of the season, because he's now left with 16 games to play, he can really get in 5 more goals and 5 assists. That is a double figure of goals and a double figure of assists. You never know. Maybe the decision will really be alternated, as some of the fans of Man United will say that he should return back. But as I understand the country of England and how they really treat people who have gone ahead to do this, I don't think that Greenwood should return to Man United. I love him. I'd love to see him play for the club of Man United, but as I've already told you, my stance is I'll get him in, and I give him a new contract. Double his salary, loan him to another team, that's going to be playing the Champions League next season. Then after, I sell him, because one more season for Mason Greenwood will take his price value to £100 million, something that Man United will need to obviously reinforce their squad. That is it. So let's leave that Greenwood matter there, but he's reluctant to return to Man United, and the reasons have been given that Man United never really gave him the support he wanted when he was in the case. But that kicks it out, because Greenwood was okay to return to Man United because he's a contractor to the club of Man United. If United make a decision that he should return, then there is no way he can jump out of this. Do you know why he can't jump out of this? He's tied on a contract with Man United, and United feel like if they're to sell him, they can sell him for like 30-40 million pounds, and then a sell on clause, meaning that they can sell him to a club like Getafe, right? After selling him to a club like Getafe, then they get teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona to get him like in 2 seasons from now. United can get some more 30 million pounds. back from the sale of Mason Greenwood, but it will haunt me a lot every time this boy faces Man United and really penalizes us. That is it. So this is the last story that we are doing. The last story that we are doing in this episode. A number of Man United players asked to have a Sunday off after the defeat to Fulham. This request caused surprise and was rejected by the staff. So these players, after really having a loss to Fulham, went ahead and really said or asked for a day off. And I asked myself, you people had a day off, you know, after beating I think, was it Luton Town, right? Then you returned, I think, around like on Wednesday. Trained on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you lost. You were resting. So if they really needed a break, they would have gone ahead to excite the staff of Man United and went ahead to win the game of football. But you lost and you want to get a break. Who does that? That's why I like Eric Ten Hag. You can't do that. You just have to let them know that if you lose, there is no break. There is no break if at all you lose. And that's what is going to be very important, that if they win, they get the break they want. If they don't win, they return on the training pitch. So he has been giving them lots of holidays, all break, day offs, every time they win. Now they lost. They had to return Carrington on Sunday to obviously train, and they've been training because today we are having a game that we are playing against Nottingham at the City Ground. That game is going to be really airing 2 hours from now, and I promise you that an hour from now I'm going to come up with the confirmed team news for the club of Man United as we get hosted by the side of Nottingham Forest. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Greenwood reluctant to return to Man United. What do you make about it? And your thoughts onto the players' request that was rejected by Eric Ten Hag and the staff of Man United over the weekend. But today, Nottingham Forest versus Man United. We've seen other teams that I'm going to hate to go through. You know them very well. Man City, Coventry, Leicester City, and Newcastle already into the quarterfinal. Man United is playing against Nottingham Forest. Brighton is playing Wolverhampton Wanderers. Then Chelsea is hosting Leeds, and Liverpool is hosting Southampton. So by the end of today, we are gonna be knowing, are we into the quarterfinals or not? But it looks like it's gonna be a tight tie in there for you. I wish we get Coventry, by the way, because I'd love to face a team like Man City or Liverpool in the semi-finals, and those semi-finals will be played at Wembley, meaning that you'll be sharing the crowd that will be there. And I think by the time we play the semi-finals, most of the players for the club of Man United will be back, like Lisandro Martinez, Anton Martial, Rasmus Højlund, you know, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's season looks like it's over. He'll return towards the end of the season. Malacia will be back. Mason Mount will be back. So that's what I had for you. Your predictions are also welcome in the comment section below. And David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And may the living God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. After this, the game is coming in through. That is the match day live with the confirmed starting 11s.